It's Thursday, April 9th, 2020, and this is The Jaking Off Show. The Jaking Off Show is brought to you by my donors over at patreon.com. If you would like to be a patron, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/jakingoffshow and donate as little as $1 a month to keep the podcast going. We're always going to be free to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and more. Always going to be free. But holla for $1. We're doing some digital busking here. Help me out, help you out. And thank you for the donations that you've made so far. Thank you guys so much. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now without you. You help cover monthly expenses, upkeep of equipment that's being paid for monthly, and all that stuff. So you're helping me get back in the black and not back in the red, you know? And if you want to pull out because times are tough and you want to buy your eggs and ramen for the week, that's totally fine. I understand we're in uncharted territory. This is all very new and very confusing and kind of exciting if you're fucked up in the head and you're a hillbilly and you like the taste of ass in your mouth. Before we get started, I want to tell you guys, I want to admit something to you guys here. I'm having a little bit of writer's block. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, at Jake L. Bassey, I made a post a while ago regarding recording stand-up and putting it up on the internet. Now, the problem here is that stand-up comedy is a live art form, and it's, it's not the same when you don't get any reactions. At least when you bomb, you know the jokes suck, but there's no way to tell if the joke is good or not. And, I thought about doing a supercut of jokes. I thought about a lot of things, but I don't know what I'm going to put out in terms of, the podcast is always going to come out weekly, but, and I have my screaming videos and all that stuff. But I'm finding myself in some writer's block right now, and I said I would post up some content that would be exclusive to the patron donors. I haven't come up with something that I'm satisfied with yet because I did shoot it and I did start editing it, and I just wasn't happy with it. And I apologize to anyone who got hyped up on this. I'm sorry. But luckily, this episode is really good. I caught up with a really old friend of mine. Like I said a couple episodes ago, call your friends, call your homies, and catch up with them and shoot the shit, It's very important to do when you're caught up and you're all alone and cooped up in your house. We opened up our buttholes a little bit and we talked about conspiracy theories and freedoms versus freedom of safety versus freedom of health and all that stuff. Bernie Sanders and just shooting the shit. Netflix. I finally got my own Netflix account. I'm not hogging my exes anymore. And basically just catching up and having a good time, throwing jokes here left and right. But we go deep. We go deep. That's why we opened up our buttholes, and the Jaking Off Show is sometimes educational. Anyway, ladies and gents, circle up, take your pants off, light a joint, and let's get it going. From a dispensary, so like it's not a big deal. I could just walk across the street and it's right there,
Oh, that's good.
That's it.
Is there a lot of people going right now? Has it been busy?
Well, it's the same as the grocery stores. You know
Shit.
how I never walked in with like a line or whatever, but you walk in and the security guard, you give the guy your ID and all that shit, and the security guard told me like, hey, just 5 minutes, all right? And I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I'm getting, no questions asked, because there's like people, because it's recreationally legal, there's people that don't know what they want. It's mostly like older folks, like people who haven't smoked weed,
medical conditions,
or like
yeah.
medical conditions, things like that. People are going to ask questions, and so people are going to hang around, so there's no time to ask questions. You got to know
Right.
what you're getting into. They have a website. It's so funny. This whole thing is like Plato's allegory of the cave, but we have the internet.
Right.
You know, like people you could still find the answers to things and not take too long to get in and out. But I don't know, man. It's really like society has turned like completely upside down, it seems.
Yeah.
Like, and the recovery is not going to be like that,
Yeah, and this whole thing is making me second guess how independent I think I am. Just realizing that if the supermarket was to sell out of produce or food, what the fuck would I do? I can't hunt. I can't forage for berries. Becca can forage for berries, right, babe? She would know what's edible.
Oh, that poor thing. Oh.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry. I'm so sorry because she's the first person I thought of when I woke up this morning and saw that Bernie Sanders had dropped out.
I know, right? Yeah.
Like she was like you two were like literally the first people like, oh no, like, oh.
Yeah. Let me try to see what the best angle for this is so that we're at eye level. Let's see.
Oh, you're so worried.
Right? Yeah, but I
You
think
always
I'm taking
want
it
to
a
be
little.
the perfect shot, right?
Fuck it, we're gonna settle. Fuck it, we're settling. We're
You
settling.
just want the
All
perfect
right.
shot. I know, dude.
Fuck
That
it.
was bugging me. That was bugging me for hours. I was trying to I basically tried a recording today of because what I have shot so far for this new idea is that I'm putting the microphone on my head and I'm calling it thinking out loud. If you're watching and or whatever, if it's out. But I'm putting the microphone to my head and I'm gonna record my shower thoughts, as it were, as if I was talking to myself in my head. Like I have these notes on
As like a voiceover?
like a voiceover type of thing. Like I have a line that says, "Nothing good has happened since the Cats movie came out."
Nice.
Like
Which is true.
nothing is there. Yeah, yeah. Did you hear about the butthole version of it?
Well, was that going to be the version before they changed it? That was the original version, right?
Yeah, they added buttholes to the cats that they took them out. Theatrical release, so there's a version of them with buttholes, but that's just weird. But anyway,
there was a guy in there for 8 hours a day just detailing this cat butthole, just making it as realistic as possible.
Making it
that was
look
somebody's
like
job.
Making it look like half an orange. It's just perfectly shaped. Every seam, every line is just absolutely. It was molded. You know how people make like they mold your teeth for like braces and shit? You do that for buttholes.
I don't want to know what
It's
that process
ridiculous.
entails at all.
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't know. But at least it's CGI. But you have to mold a butthole. Like there's people that work in acrylics and like that scene in the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, how it's the pottery scene. They're just making a clay together. I miss you, man. Shit.
Yeah, man.
What do we gotta do? Why does it have to be like this? The whole month of
I-
420, we can't share one with the boys.
Seriously, man. Seriously.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But Bernie Sanders, the news this morning. Shit, dude. Who do we vote for now? Do we vote for the pervert that can't talk, or do we vote for the guy that gets mad when it's not about him? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do?
So somebody just posted a funny news headline that said Bernie Sanders fails to sexually harass enough women to win nomination.
Oh no!
I thought that was funny.
He's just a nice old mensch that wants everybody to be fine and all that. Why can't we all just get along? But we're gonna climb out of this as better people. And it's looking like it's not looking good. But we're throwing up a guy against Trump who's never mind the cognitive decline. That's a hard job, and these guys are old.
Yeah, right,
they're all fucking old. I mean, Bernie Sanders was no exception. He was the oldest out of everybody currently running. But like, there hasn't been like a younger person that can handle the mental and as well as physical stress that job entails.
Yeah. I thought Pete Buttigieg was pretty solid, actually. He seemed pretty smart. He was well spoken for sure.
Yeah, he's well spoken, but and he was a young dude, and he was a war vet, which like, hello, that's a big plus. Tulsi Gabbard was on that same thing too. She was a lady, she was a woman of color. She's a combat veteran. Like, these people are trained to handle tough situations, and that's who we want. But a bunch of old guys just barely fucking moving and barely trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know, dude. They have a whole team.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah. Even Tulsi, though, I mean, I don't remember her standing out much in the debates. Most of the highlights
they didn't give her any time. They gave her 0 time.
Yeah.
The DNC like completely fucked her over because Hillary said some shit that was like that she's a Russian asset or she's a spy or a robot or whatever the fuck. Wow. Something crazy like that. I don't know. My I've told you this before. My ability to stay informed competes with my ability to stay sane. And it's just all crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going through. I mean, we're just sitting here on our phones fucking reading news constantly, especially now since we're home. And it gets to a certain point where that shit's counterproductive. It's like, it's just fucking ruining my day.
I'm starting to understand, because you know how I told you that that my mom hadn't voted since McGovern and Nixon?
Oh, right.
Like, before this last one, I made her vote. I'm beginning to understand why she thought voting was pointless because of the whole lesser of two evils thing. But
yeah,
with this situation, it's
someone
mentally fucked.
Yeah, someone else posted this and it made sense. I mean, you're still at the end of the day, there's still so many powers that he has. He can still appoint judges, environmental.
That's true.
Policies are going to be a lot different. So I still wouldn't say that it's completely pointless to not vote. It seems like, but that is going to be the lot of the. Sorry.
Someone's going to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Someone's got to replace her, and it's got to be like a Democrat.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. But now, if you want to riot and do crime, masks in public is encouraged. So if you want to fuck shit up, you could make a grenade out of tennis balls. Did you know that?
How?
Not advocating for this at all.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. No.
A little bit of gunpowder, the tips of matches that you cut off, and some nails. You put it inside of a tennis ball, which is kind of your encasement for like a frag round or something. Light that bitch on fire with some candle wick. Throw it.
Jesus. Let me guess. Okay. I was gonna take a stab in the dark and say that you heard that in Oklahoma.
No. No, because I told you about my uncle's cannon. It's not like artillery, he just fires tennis balls out of it. But you could light those. But the thing is, there's gunpowder there's something to push the tennis ball out. If there's already gunpowder inside of the tennis ball, I think it'll just explode. And he's not using like really good material. He made this cannon out of pipes. Just some old pipes. Like, it wouldn't be able to handle it. It wouldn't work. It would get really... The more gunpowder you use, the more explosive it gets. If you keep the explosion small and contained, you can shoot something out. But if you have too much if you have too many eggs in one basket, it could get ugly. Dude, grow your own food. Are you guys doing composting at all?
No, we're not actually. No.
If it gets fucked, man. If it gets fucked, make like a garden or something. You can make like cherry tomatoes and because your mom's got that whole backyard with the lemon tree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, you could make a bunch of shit. But can you buy seeds? That's the next question.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Can you get seeds at like a Whole Foods?
Can you, babe? Can you buy seeds at Whole Foods for vegetables? I guess so.
Yeah, you could buy corn or. Yeah, dude, you just have to like buy a couple of seeds, and that could sustain you for however the fuck long,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be long enough though. I mean, you'd need more space than that. You need a real farm, I think. If you were
That's
trying
why
to
you gotta
do
get
that
the fuck out of here.
for you to fully live off of your own produce, I think you would need a lot of
Hmm.
space. I don't think a house, like a
You need
backyard
you
would.
need space for like chickens to have eggs. You need to have like, I don't know, a couple of goats. If you want more stuff, if you want to have all your vitamins and all that, you gotta um have some eggs lying around, you know? Because I
Yeah,
mean, plant-based protein is fine, but we just buy that at the store. You
right.
know, you don't like, you could get peanut butter, but what if there's no
And that
peanut
stuff will
butter?
never
How do you
sell
make
out.
peanut butter? You know,
Right.
you could literally like get like some kind of like masher or whatever, live like Amish people. I don't know. Do they even know what's going on? They don't use like the internet, or they must
I
know.
know.
They go into there's markets.
They might not know. That actually might be the safest place, actually.
The
Just
Amish country.
Amish community, yeah.
They word gets around. I think they would know by now. You think like
Probably.
because they
Yeah,
still like they
probably.
still travel, they still go like and get like and go to the meat markets and stuff, and they hear people fucking talk. You know, they're not stupid. They're just
We
primitive.
we don't really have Amish communities here near here.
No,
The
no, that's like
closest
an
is
East Coast thing.
Valley Village is probably the closest
Valley
Orthodox Jewish
Village,
community. Yeah.
Orthodox Jewish people, dude. How do they? Okay, so if you can't go outside, you still have to walk to temple, right? I'm not Jewish. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm asking you either. But wouldn't because religious gatherings for the most part are pretty much ill-advised, not banned, but ill-advised,
Yeah,
and they don't want to piss off God, you know. So
right. That's a
and they
tough
can't use
conflict.
electricity either. So they've already got the advantage on us. They've found other ways to like not be bored over the weekend. And it's like, and it's Passover today, oddly enough. Um, it's
Oh, is it
just,
today?
yeah, it's today. Passover's today. Yeah, it's fucked up. Don't wait for the bread to rise. Just fucking eat it, bro. Just eat the bread. Shit's gonna go bad. I don't know, dude, but like they should like send like carrier pigeons or something. I don't know. I don't know anything. We're,
That's a tough dilemma because either way you're gonna let some. But I think it is banned now. I think right, anything with 10 people or over is banned. So
yeah,
that technically would be banned.
and yeah, okay, it's banned. All right. Are the cops rolling up on people? I mean, I've read articles about the cops rolling up on people, like for like issuing tickets for non-essential travel or whatever. I haven't heard that
Oh,
in these parts, but my
yeah.
cousin told me about this in Oklahoma. They're really strict on speeding, and since there's no one driving, there's going to be people out there that are going to want to fucking make those 300 horses gallop, you know?
Right, right.
So they're going to issue tickets and shit. And they'll pull you over and like send you to jail where there's more people. So it's completely counterproductive.
Oh,
The whole
right. Yeah.
point is to stay the fuck home. Like, did
I
you
think
read on how like making it stricter makes it seem more like totalitarian or
yeah,
authoritarian, like we're
and it
taking the
does. Yeah, if it does. But I mean, it's a lose-lose situation, and either way, if you want to make it safer, you have to make it that way. But then if
yeah,
but
but to use force because that's we're Americans. We're not about that shit. You
right,
know,
right.
we're
Yeah,
saying, hey,
it's a
it would
trade-off
be a
either
good
way.
idea if, you know,
Yeah.
it would be a good idea. So like, there's like bullshit that I'm hearing, like, oh, if you're not outside wearing a mask, like you're gonna get a fucking like ticket or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
someone
It's
told me about
always
tanks in Burbank.
it's always public freedom versus public health and safety. Because the more freedom you have, the less regulation you have, and so things become less safe. But then if the more regulation you have, the less freedom people
Ugh.
have. So it's always trying to do one, find a middle
Edward
ground
Snowden
between
was
both.
fucking right. Edward Snowden was right, dude. Fuck.
100%.
it's You're bumming me out. I'm kidding.
I'm
It's
sorry.
just wild where we're at. You said
Yeah.
you got No, it's okay. I'm just high as fucking balls trying to like not go crazy. Dude, I haven't touched a video game in forever. And I'm still not like going into it. And I finally got my own Netflix account, dude. Look at this fucking shit. You know how I don't watch TV?
Oh, you finally did. Fuck yeah.
I finally did it. Cuz this was a $30 like credit that my boss got me for my birthday, right? But I've been using my ex's account. And I'm not going to log into that account and apply credit to it because then she'll know.
How yeah, plus you don't want to do her that favor, right?
Yeah. She's never logged out of her Netflix
how
when
long
she came
have you
over
been
one
using
time.
her Netflix?
I
feel like it's been like 5 years.
3 years.
Or something.
We stopped talking when the airport protests started. That's when we stopped talking. Remember like the first month Trump was president? There was like that Muslim ban.
Oh yeah.
Or remember that? That was like the first month in, and it was just crazy. And that's when we stopped talking because we debated about that. And I was like, okay, we can't talk anymore. So my username on her Netflix account is add user. She's never clicked that right. one. She's always clicked her name. Yeah. She never knew, and still doesn't know. But I have my own now, so it doesn't matter.
Slick, man. That's
finally got
really
around
slick.
to watching. Very slick, and it works for all you single people out there. It works fucking wonderful. I finally watched fucking the Tiger King shit. I watched a couple episodes of that. I'm trying to understand what people are talking about. I'm watching more fucking
yeah, dude, I was gonna say, since you have Netflix, we just started Ozark, and it's very, very good. I recommend it.
I want to watch that so bad because Jason Bateman came into my store, and I recognize him as his character from the Dodgeball movie.
Oh shit! Okay.
Arrested Development and all that stuff. So I remember him as like a funny guy, you know. And he came into the store, and I was just like, you know, he's with his kids and shit. I didn't say anything, but like, oh, I like your work. That's it. That was the conversation. And my boss was like, he's on a really good show right now called Ozark. And I'm like, huh? Because I didn't. You know, even though I've been stealing my ex's Netflix, like I rarely have the time to watch it. Like I just watch shit that I've always been watching, like that 70s show or like things that have been on TV already.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't going into like newer stuff, but now I am, and I feel like a new person. He's a cool guy. He's got three daughters, you know, family dude. He's just completely chill. He actually gave me some really good advice because I had booked a commercial on my own and not through my my manager, and I was like, "Hey, this thing happened, and I'm like happy it did, but should I like let him know, and like and just give him a percentage just out of the kindness of my heart, you know, just for whatever?" And he says, "Do it once." He says, "Do it if you're gonna do that, because that's way you'll find out if they're a shark or not." Because there's a lot of sharks in these waters, and people go through managers and agents like throughout like.
That's funny though. So you actually asked him that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I had just got the news like really recently, and I didn't have like a whole lot of time to take it in because I was at work when I got the email, and I was like, oh fuck, this is new and exciting. I had never like booked this before. And I'm like, there's the perfect guy to talk to about it right there. Just fucking perfect. And he just gave me really sound advice. I'm like, okay, cool.
Is there anything else you're thinking of checking out now that
well, there's a sitcom called Disjointed that looks really interesting. I saw the first couple episodes of that. It's a multicam. It's shot like a sitcom, but they like cuss, and there's bong hits, and there's drinking, and there's fuck and shit and crazy humor that would never be allowed on network television, and it's so funny. Oh, it's really funny. I'm only a couple episodes in, but there's like reasons that I hate it, and because it's too much pot humor, because that's what it's all like centered around. It's a
Oh,
have
okay.
you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. But I remember the name being a pun about joints, I'm guessing,
Yeah,
right?
it's basically the show's basically about like this group of people that run a dispensary in LA and pot jokes. That's it. Like that's the show. And like it's good because it it's shot like it would be on network television. Like this is something that you would see on like Fox or CBS on a Tuesday night or something like that. So now that there's more freedom in Netflix, they just kind of like let you do whatever you want. Oh, that was another thing that Jason Bateman told me, because I asked him like, "Hey, you have more freedom now." It's like, do you think like a lot of actors are going to go back to networks now? And this was like years before this fucking shitstorm, and he was like, "Yeah, you get more creative freedom, and
Huh.
that's all they want." And they put a
Yeah.
lot of money into it, and it comes back. It's
Yeah.
kind of like gambling.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's kind of like gambling.
Yeah, he
Life's kind of
directed
like
some of
gambling.
the episodes too on
Mhm.
that show. So he's doing both.
Oh
It's
yeah,
pretty crazy.
and I gotta check it out. But I'm trying to find I'm just trying to find stuff that makes me laugh. Like I'm watching a lot of comedy specials on Netflix right now. I'm just trying to, because this might be the last time for a while that a new special would come out. Because
Probably, yeah.
it's a theater of 2,000 fucking people, you know. And I'm just like looking at that, going like, wow, are we ever gonna go back to that? Or
Oh man.
sports, you know? Fucking sports.
Yeah. I mean, I for one will be hesitant to go even when they open back up again. I'm not going to come running back immediately.
Oh yeah,
So,
that would be the smartest thing to do because it won't come back like in a second, you know. And as
yeah, and
far as
there's
jobs go, like nothing's shooting, I imagine.
yeah, no, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah. I mean, they're not giving out any more permits, so any legitimate production wouldn't be shooting right now.
Hmm.
Um unless it's a studio and there's maybe less than 10 people, like 5 or 6 people maybe.
They're just
But
gonna add that regulation because who do you need? You need let's say at minimal, you have one camera guy, one sound guy, one director, and like two actors. That's five
yeah,
people. That's
yeah.
five fucking people. Um, and a couple other people can double over as grips or whatever. Like people could just put on more hats. You're familiar with that, you know. We put on a
Yeah.
lot of hats. So
Yeah.
in quarantine in national pandemic, we could still shoot things like Where's the Money?
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was like 8 people, I think. That could still happen, you know.
We just have to be 6 feet apart at all times, so there's no
Ugh,
that's a thing.
no one can huddle in the village and look at playback and shit. Like, oh, what's that look like?
we
At least
we we'd have
sound
to
would be
do the
safe.
yeah, the fight scenes, we'd have to hit each other while being 6 feet away.
Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. In stage combat, you were realistically like a couple of inches apart. Now it's like, how are you gonna shoot that? We can't fight. Astral project me, bro.
Yeah.
Just astral project me. We're gonna figure out how to do that shit. We could, we could make it be fucking like Dragon Ball Z fuck fights. We could just throw in special effects with energy blasts. We
Oh,
could still make a fight
there
scene.
you go.
Yeah.
See, that would work. That would work.
Or you know, guns. It's a gunfight instead of a fist fight. Or if it's a fucking, you know, we're just throwing shit at each other. It just wouldn't be like punches and kicks and all that cool Bruce Lee shit, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you're always drinking that water. Is it good?
It's fucking delicious. Liquid Death is fucking amazing. Shameless plug. I mean, fuck, dude. Literally, go to their website. If you go to look at me. Go to liquiddeath.com. If you type in my name, just Jake, you'll get $2 off. Like,
oh, nice.
they're
Fuck
not
yeah.
cutting
Are you
checks or
friends with
anything.
them, or?
Oh, we talk on Instagram, and they're not cutting checks or anything like that, but they just send me like heavily discounted water, which like
Yeah,
it's an essential. You know,
yeah,
what if the fucking
definitely.
water? They're at Whole Foods though. Go to Whole Foods. You live by a Whole
I've
Foods,
never,
right?
yeah, no, I've never seen them at Whole Foods. Wow.
They are now. They are now as of like yesterday, actually. Because
What?
I'm back and forth with them. Yeah, they're at Whole Foods. They're actually making like bigger soda companies like Coca-Cola like nervous as fuck though.
Really?
Well, because like if you think about it, it's just fucking water. Like who gives a fuck? But it's their brand, it's their vibe, it's the way they market themselves as like this hardcore, like sober heavy metal people, which is like that's so me, right?
Uh-huh.
So that people like me would be into shit like that. And if you're gonna plug something, you gotta love it, right?
Right, right.
So I send them like videos and fucking skits and ad ideas. Are you hearing that noise from my laptop? That's really fucking annoying.
Not really, not too
Not
much.
really. Oh, it's because we have this. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm not hearing anything.
I download movies illegally, so my computer's got a couple of viruses.
Yo, so are these like conspiracy articles that I'm like seeing online? Do they have any like truth to them about how Bill Gates is trying to he's got a patent for a like a implantable like computer chip vaccine thing? Have you heard about this?
Computer chip vaccine? No, but that
Yeah.
sounds scary as fuck.
Yeah, it looked like almost like a patch that you put on, but it has the vaccine in it, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know if you've heard anything about this, but yeah, I just
lost
saw a
picture on you,
funny
man.
meme. What was that?
I lost picture on you.
Oh, here, give me a second. Then give me
Unless
a second.
you want to hide, that's fine too.
No. I'm back. I'm back. You see me?
There you go.
It was just
Anyway, what was it?
yes.
Bill Gates has like a computer chip vaccine?
Yeah, that I guess he's funded or he's patented, and yeah, conspiracy theorists are just fucking going crazy, like saying all this ridiculous shit. But I just wanted to know if that's even true in the first place, because that's pretty interesting.
Well, if it is, I'm not down.
But I think it would track you too, so that they would know if people's distance is the laws being enforced, people's minimum distance between each other. But yeah,
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
definitely not down for that. Even if it was true, and even if it would benefit to further mitigate this fucking thing, I am not down. Just have your fucking wits about you. That's it.
Yeah.
We've been talking this past month. We're talking about wash your hands, wash your hands. Okay, what's next month? Shapes and colors? Like what the fuck? Like what was I fucking saying before? The chip, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't do it. Yeah.
No. I would never fucking do it because that's when I'm not a Bible thumper or anything of that nature, but one thing that like really stuck in my mind is that I don't know from who or what disciple or what version of it or whatever, but if we like merge with technology, that's when it's not going to be a good time to be alive right now because it's like you're not human anymore.
Yeah.
Start merging with tech, like we already kind of have in a certain way, like we're always on our phones and stuff, but a chip inside of you and being like tracked and shit, like if this is true, I'm sure it's not, or I hope it's not, but I mean if Bill Gates is trying to put this together, he can't get viruses off of his fucking computers. How about
I know. Yeah, that's what somebody was saying. Yeah.
Somebody said that? Fuck.
That's exactly what they said. They're like, man, you can't even get viruses off of Microsoft. How are you going to get them out of the world?
Dan, parallel thinking much? Where'd you hear that? Because I just thought of that right now. I swear to God.
I saw it in a meme. Somebody posted that online. Yeah.
Memes, the internet.
But it wasn't a popular one. So it's free game, dude. Go for it. Yeah.
Oh man, what is it? The gates of hell will open. What if it's not like, dude? What if this shit is not like literal? You know, you know, you know how the Bible is like kind of crazy, right? And
Yeah.
um, it's not always physical or it's
Yeah.
figurative. You know,
Yeah.
that is fucking wild.
Maybe it wasn't hell. Maybe it was Bill.
Bill, Bell,
Maybe
I don't know. It's close.
it was
And
close, man.
the trumpets will sound. Trump
Yeah,
sound really close together.
exactly.
Follow the signs, bro. Remember 4 years ago that bird landed on Bernie Sanders' podium?
Oh, that's right.
Bro, nature was telling us something. Nature was telling us something, and we're not fucking listening, man. And now we're getting punished for it.
Seriously, seriously.
The planet's fine, and I think we're going to be fine, and we're going to come out as better people.
Hmm.
Um, and society's going to like change drastically, but like the air's
Yeah.
cleaner now.
Well, no, I was gonna say like we drove by PCH. We didn't get out. We didn't walk around, but we just drove
Uh-huh.
by, and everything looked a lot cleaner. The ocean was a dark, deep blue. It looked
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, man. And it's fucked up that we can't align production in a way where both of those things can be positive at the same time. You know, it shouldn't be
Yeah.
like profit or the fucking environment. You know, it should be more aligned at least than it is now. I think.
Yeah. Well, we dedicate 1 year of that, and that's Earth Day. I don't think a lot of people really celebrate Earth Day in the true sense of the word. You know,
No. Yeah,
with that,
right.
oh, it's this thing. You know, once turn off your lights for like an hour or whatever, so you could like
Yeah.
see the night sky and shit like that, and conserve your water and all that. But what if we all just did that for as long as this goes, like once every 10 years? It'd be like the purge, except it's like benefiting nature.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
literally like
Exactly.
stay in your house and like don't do shit for a month.
Yeah, we went to around Griffith Park yesterday actually, and we saw
Mhm.
two coyotes walking around in the middle of the day at like
Oh
noon or like
wow, in the
1.
middle of the day,
Yeah, because
they're
nobody was
taking
there. It was
nature back.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
excuse me. They're taking nature back, man. That's gonna
Yeah.
be fuck. What was that? In Planet of the Apes, I think in like the sequel of like the reboot, the newer one with like James Franco and all that.
Yeah.
Um, I remember the introduction to that movie had like a virus like just jumping from country to country, and there was like red lines representing it, and they were all coming out of like major airports and shit. I'm like, oh, that looks a little too real right now. This is a
Yeah.
movie. This is the fucking movie.
That's crazy. Yeah. Those are pretty good actually. Those are pretty good remakes. I think
Oh
I
yeah.
missed, yeah, missing one, but I gotta watch it. Yeah.
Sure, you're gonna go get. Hey, good luck out there, man. You got to get groceries and fucking don't forget to bring your machete, your grenades, your fucking.
Dude, I
You're a
gotta get
brown
some
dude.
onions,
Hey, don't
man.
worry. What's your mask deal?
It's not very good.
It's not very good. You don't have like a bandana or something.
I have like a doctor's mask, nothing like not like an N95 mask or anything fancy like that,
All
but
right.
just like yeah.
Yeah, if it's not
So
like a red bandana or a blue bandana, you're not gonna get shot either.
I'm only going to get an onion because I'm very committed to making tacos at home. Because
An
I'm having
onion.
taco with,
Ooh,
yeah, I'm having taco withdrawals. So,
do it. Do it.
uh,
Hey, if you can't hit up the taqueras, you got to make it yourself, right?
dude, these are tough times, man. It's.
Got to make your own damn food. Stop ordering takeout, you lazy millennial. It was great
Yeah.
catching up with you, man.
Yeah,
I'll send
dude.
you
Likewise,
a
brother.
file for this. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good, brother. Sounds good, bro.
All right. Do your thing, man. Be safe.
All right, man. Stay safe. You too, man. Stay healthy.